Anything? All right, so we can't talk about anyone else now.
No. Well, we were talking about you, honey. Wait a minute.
Okay.
It wasn't recorded.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. No. Welcome everyone to There Must Be a Better Way. And in fact, there is a better way. And that we're on the final section of the aspect of the characteristic of teacher of God, trust. And I thought I would be relieved when I got to this point, but now I realize that I still have a very long way to go to get to this place where trust is not only essential, but it is the thing that holds it all together. And I'm in that place. I'm not, and it's not frustrating, but it just shows me how much work I have to do. And this is not supposed to be easy. Our brother Jesus tells us it's not easy. In fact, at several places along the way in just this section, he has said that there is a lot of work to be done in each one of these periods that it talks about. So what I would like to do is I'd actually like to go back to the very beginning of this chapter. What are the characteristics of God's teachers? And does everyone have a copy of Manual for Teachers in front of them?
I can get one.
See, senor.
Okay, go ahead. I'll wait.
Oh, are we waiting for someone to read?
No, I'm just waiting for everyone to come back with the. Now, whether you have the sparkly, either version, the manual is the same. There were no changes in the manual, so either one is going to make it okay for you. So, Manual for Teachers, Chapter 4. What are the characteristics of God's teachers? And what I would like to do is I'd like to do a typical Course in Miracles meeting. Start reading. One person read a paragraph, and we'll just pass it around. So Mary, are you there? Oh, here comes Vicky. Vicky, you made it.
Yay! Yay. Queen's here.
Yeah. She's getting queued up here. There she is. Hi, Vicky. Okay. So let's see.
4, sorry.
Chapter 4 in the Manual for Teachers.
Oh, right.
Right.
I knew that.
Back of the book. Yeah, yes, of course you knew that. Right.
Hello. Okay.
Oh, I am here. Okay. Oh,
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm not that good on the Zoom, so I finally figured it out. Baraka, you were saying, am I here? And yes, I am here.
Mary, do you have a copy of the course with you?
Yes, I have one.
Okay. We're going to go to Chapter 4 in the Manual for Teachers.
Okay.
I will listen carefully. I still have not received my course and I'm waiting for it.
Do you not have any copy of the course at all, Carolyn?
I have the lessons and I'm still trying to find a copy of the manual. I gave mine away many long times ago.
So you have the individual 3 books, right?
No.
It's all, you have them all in one book?
I used to have 3. I have a separate lessons book. And I have a little paperback jammed all together somewhere, and I put it where I would find it.
And then right. Okay, well, we will go around. We will go around and we'll just pass this around.
I will listen very carefully.
Okay. Danny, what's the new?
I'm asking you if you can right now allow me to share my screen, because I will have the Manual for Teachers on the screen. It will make it so much easier. All you need to do is as the host, if you click on the arrow near the share screen, allow multiply participants. Oh, you just got it. Okay,
Yeah.
but don't share your screen. Allow
Right.
me to share my screen. So
Right.
I'm going now. Okay, stop sharing screen.
Stop me. Stop
You
sharing.
have to stop sharing your screen.
Okay.
Now I go sharing. It says that you disabled it, so you need to enable it. And the way to do it, oh, wait, no, don't share your screen.
I don't have any other way of doing that. Let's see.
Well, there is
Okay.
there are two ways to do it.
Okay.
Is to make me a co-host. So if you go to participants, you
Ah,
click the
okay.
arrow.
That's it. Okay.
Okay.
We joined.
Make me a co-host or a host, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And okay.
I'm the only one that doesn't have a copy.
No,
I will
no,
just
I
pay
have another
attention.
reason, Caroline. It is you will see in a moment. I mean, not in a moment, but okay. Did you make me a oh,
Yes.
great, thank you. So now I click on share screen, and now
Oh, yeah, there you go.
you see this, and we go to characteristics. Who are God teachers or introduction?
No. Number 4.
Number 4.
There you go.
Okay,
And then
and then I
right,
go.
right there. Yeah, right there. Mhm.
Okay,
Oh,
and then you assign whoever teaches and so on. I will just move the mouse.
All right. Well, Danny, you've got it. Why don't you go first then?
Okay,
sweet.
what are the characteristics of God's teachers? The surface traits of God's teachers are not at all alike. They do not look alike to the body's eyes. They come from vastly different backgrounds. Their experiences of the world vary greatly, and their superficial personalities are quite distinct. Nor at the beginning stages of their functioning as teachers of God have they as yet acquired the deeper characteristics that will establish them as what they are. God gives special gifts to his teachers because they have a special role in his plan for atonement. Their specialness is, of course, only temporary, set in time as means of leading out of time. These special gifts, born in the holy relationship to which the teaching-learning situation is geared, become characteristic of all teachers of God who have advanced in their own learning. In this respect, they are all alike. And then I'm complete.
All right, go ahead. That's a really short paragraph. Just read that next one.
All differences among the sons of God are temporary. Nevertheless, it can be said that the advanced teachers of God have the following characteristics.
Okay, so Gail, could you take the first paragraph of trust?
Yes, this is the foundation on which their ability to fulfill their function rests. Perception is the result of learning. In fact, perception is learning because cause and effect are never separated. The teachers of God have trust in the world because they have learned it is not governed by the laws the world made up. It is governed by a power that is in them, but not of them. It is this power that keeps all things safe. It is through this power that the teachers of God look on a forgiven world.
That's a very, very important sentence, I think.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is through this power that the teachers of God look on a forgiven world.
Yes.
We are not, as we trust the love of God, we trust that the world is forgiven. It is already forgiven. There is nothing that I need to do. There's nothing that needs to be accomplished there. The world is forgiven in God's eyes, because there is nothing here that can be against the will of God. So, let's see. Who's next? Virginia.
I'm sorry, I can't read. I'm blind.
That's right. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Just thank you very much. That's your special characteristic.
Yep.
All right, Brenda, are you there? You got that?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Paragraph 2.
Yes.
Okay. When this power has once been experienced, it is impossible to trust one's own petty strength again.
Bingo.
Yeah. Who would attempt to fly with tiny wings of a sparrow when the mighty power of an eagle has been given him? And who would place his faith in the shabby offerings of the ego when the gifts of God are laid before him? What is it that induces them to make the shift? Yeah.
Trust. Carolyn, can you see that on your screen?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and hit this next paragraph here.
The development of trust. Number 3, first, they must go through what might be called a period of undoing. This need not be painful, but it usually is so experienced. It seems as if things are being taken away, and it is rarely understood initially that their lack of value is merely being recognized. How can lack of value be perceived unless the perceiver is in a position where he must see things in a different light? He's not yet at a point at which he can make the shift entirely internally. And so the plan will sometimes call for changes in what seem to be external circumstances. These changes are always helpful. When the teacher of God has learned that much, he goes on to the second stage.
So what has happened in this first period is that we are asked to take a look at what it is that we value, not how we value it, not what to do about it or anything. Just understand that there is value in the valuable and there is no value in the valueless. That's all we're asked to do here. And when I first started reading this, I tried to make it a lot more complicated than that. And it seemed like very daunting. And finally, when I was able to boil it down to that one little aspect, it made this bite size. I could really get my teeth into this thing. So it was that, but that is the next period. That is the first period that to get into the meat of the trust, you have to take this little bite first. That's all. Okay. Judy, are you there, Judy? No. Okay. Judy, hi there.
Sorry, I was muted.
Okay. Can you take the next paragraph?
The development of trust.
The paragraph 4. Next, the teacher of God must go through.
The teacher of God must go through a period of sorting out. This is always somewhat difficult because having learned that the changes in his life are always helpful, he must now decide all things on the basis of whether they increase the helpfulness or hamper it. He will find that many, if not most, of the things he valued before will merely hinder his ability to transfer what he has learned to new situations as they arise. Because he has valued what is really valueless, he will not generalize the lesson for fear of loss and sacrifice.
Mm.
It takes great learning to understand that all things, events, encounters, and circumstances are helpful. It is only to the extent to which they are helpful that any degree of reality must be accorded them in this world of illusion. The world value can apply to nothing else.
And so the word value becomes more and more important as we understand the difference between value being reality and valueless being the dream. Value being the love of God, valueless being the world of the ego. And each of these times that when we come to a new understanding of the word value, we end up with a smaller and smaller, or not smaller, but a more honed definition of what value actually is. Leslie, can you take the 5th paragraph? You're muted right now.
Thank you. May I say something first?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, so I am terrified of big changes. And I have, you know, I mean, I could tell you the backstory, but I know it's not important. So what do I do when a thought comes up in my mind? What I just said, basically.
Turn it over to your Holy Spirit.
Of course.
Give it to Holy Spirit and say, Holy Spirit, I don't know what to do with this. Please help give me understanding on this. I give this to you. I let you, the voice for God, understand this for me. Because otherwise I'm in a fight with the ego right now. Let the ego step away from the ego, get the ego out of the equation, and just let Holy Spirit say, let it speak to you in whatever way Holy Spirit can, or that you want it to. Let Holy Spirit be the guide away from that point of confusion.
Great.
Okay.
Leslie,
I have to remember that.
take it to the Holy Spirit trading post.
Right. All
There you go. I love it.
right. Paragraph number 5.
Okay. The third stage through which the teacher of God must go can be called a period of relinquishment. If this is interpreted as giving up the desirable, it will engender enormous conflict. Few teachers of God escape this distress entirely. There is, however, no point in sorting out the valuable from the valueless unless the next obvious step is taken. Therefore, the period of overlap is apt to be one in which the teacher of God feels called upon to sacrifice his own best interests on behalf of truth. He has not realized as yet how wholly impossible such a demand would be. He can learn this only as he actually does give up the valueless. Through this, he learns that where he anticipated grief, he finds a happy lightheartedness instead. Where he thought something was asked of him, he finds a gift bestowed on him.
And the gift is freedom.
Ah.
Freedom from the demands of the ego, freedom from judgment, freedom from fear, freedom from everything that seems to be not love. Freedom is love. That's all there is to it. Freedom is, Paul! Oh, hi, Paul. Oh, Paul's here. Yay. Hey, Paul. Okay. Let's see. Who's next? Mary.
Okay, so we're on number 6.
Number 6. Yes, thank you.
Okay, now comes a period of settling down. This is a quiet time in which the teacher of God rests a while in a reasonable peace. Now he consolidates his learning. Now he begins to see the transfer value of what he has learned. Its potential is literally staggering. And the teacher of God is now at the point in his progress at which he sees in it his whole way out. This is a quotation, give up what you do not want and keep what you do, end quote. How simple is the obvious and how easy to do. The teacher of God needs this period of respite. He has not yet come as far as he thinks. Yet, when he is ready to go on, he goes with mighty companions beside him. Now he rests a while and gathers them before going on. He will not go on from here alone. I laughed a little and got a little bit distracted because I know that one of us here has a name on under their picture called the Mighty Companions. Is that Danny?
That's
Or
Danny,
what?
yes.
Danny,
Yeah, that was sweet. Okay, so I got a little distracted, but I think we got the point, right?
Yeah. Okay, so the idea of a place where one can sort of get their balance before they head out on the rest of the journey. We are being encouraged to take a deep breath, a deep inspiration of the Spirit, and centering ourselves on the idea that there is no conflict here. The only conflict is in how I believe my mind perceives this world. And then by heading off on the period of unsettling, we start to lose the need for the value of this world. We no longer, if we are truly focused on assembling the characteristics of God's teachers within ourselves, we now understand that there is no other way to do it except to lose the valueless and hold on to the valued, lose the fear and hold on to the love. And every time I try to see that as being difficult, I realize that what I'm doing is I'm going out on the flat. I'm on the horizontal. I'm either worried about what happened in the past or I'm worried about what's going to happen in the future. I just keep bringing it back and back and back right to the center, to the now, because there is no fear in the now, because there's nothing to fear in the now. I am here with Holy Spirit, with my brother Jesus, with my mighty companions, in a state that has no room for anything else but love. Nothing else can balance on the head of this pin besides love.
Hmm.
And we are indeed, according to, in the ego's sense, we are indeed balancing on the head of a pin, because the ego wants to be all over the place. It needs as much room as possible to haul that baggage up from the past or project those worries out to the future. It needs a huge acreage. It needs a giant universe in which to spread those crazy characteristics about. And now we are here to be on the head of that pin where there is no need for anything else but the love. Let's see. Let's see who. Oh, Vicky. Hi, Vicky. You got one? You got a course there? You're muted.
Yes, I'm
Baraka?
right here. And I'll read right from the screen. Are we on paragraph 8?
Paragraph
Seven.
seven.
right.
Danny, scroll down just a little bit. There you go.
Here we go. The next stage is indeed a period of unsettling. Now must the teacher of God understand that he did not really know what was valuable and what was valueless. All that he learned so far is that he did not want the valueless and that he did want the valuable. Yet his own sorting out was meaningless in teaching him the difference. The idea of sacrifice, so central to his own thought system, had made it impossible for him to judge. He thought he learned willingness, but now he sees he does not know what the willingness is for.
Very important that's the key to this step right here. Not understanding that he already knows the difference, and giving that over to Holy Spirit and saying, okay, show me now what that is. Go ahead, Vicki.
Let's see. All he knows that really. Yet his own sorting out was meaningless in teaching him the difference. The idea of sacrifice, so central to his own thought system, had made it impossible for him to judge. He thought he learned willingness, but now he sees he does not know what the willingness is for.
Mhm.
And now he must attain a state that may remain impossible to reach for a long, long time. He must learn to lay all judgment aside and ask only what he really wants in every circumstance. Were not each step in this direction so heavily reinforced, it would be hard indeed.
So, yeah, we're being challenged here. If there is a challenge to finding truth and trust, it is the challenge of finally giving over what the ego has been in control of for so very, very long, since the beginning of time. We are being challenged to say, this is no longer what I need. This is not worthy of the Son of God. The only thing that is worthy of the Son of God is love. And to trust that love is to trust the idea that there is nothing. The ego wants to keep busy. The ego wants very much to have, please give me something to do here, rearrange the deck chairs on the Titanic. But as soon as we come to the realization that that is no longer necessary, never was necessary, then we open up to the idea of coming to God in heaven. And that is what the last section is about, and I'm going to read that. And finally, there is a period of achievement. It is here that learning is consolidated. Now, what was seen as merely shadows before becomes solid gains to be counted on in all emergencies. I want to come back to that word emergencies, as well as tranquil times. Indeed, the tranquility is their result. The outcome of honest learning, consistency of thought, and full transfer. That is the result of tranquility. This is the stage of real peace, for here is heaven's state fully reflected. From here, the way to heaven is open and easy. In fact, it is here. Who would go, quote unquote, anywhere if peace of mind is already complete? And who would seek to change tranquility for something more desirable? What could be more desirable than this? So now that this is where we've come, this is the focus of the whole last 6 weeks. Finding out that we are already in a place where there is no distance between myself and heaven in this last stage. Now, I'm not there. I've got a long way to go before I get there, but it's nice to know, it's nice to see these 6 periods laid out before me that I can track my progress. how close do I think I am to heaven? How close do I feel I am to love in its purity and as far away from fear as possible? Each one of these periods allows me to, I hate to use the word, but I'm going to use it, judge my distance from one valueless to the other, the valued. So I have that word emergencies. I find it strange that it's in quotes. Let's see, now what was seen as merely shadows before becomes solid gains to be counted on in all emergencies as well as tranquil times. I think the reason that's in quotes is that there is no emergency. There's only a call for love, and there's only going to be a turning over to the Holy Spirit, a placing it on the altar. We use all kinds of different phrases to describe how we turn this over to the idea of love. And those are the, quote, emergencies, which only the ego sees as an emergency. Oh my God, we've got to do something about this. Quick, run around and scream and be in a circle and go crazy and do things. And tranquility says, shh, quiet, it's okay. Be here now. Don't, none of this hauling the baggage up from the past. None of this worrying about the future, because neither of those, even if I believe they exist, I have no control over whatsoever. And in the idea of being valuable as opposed to valueless, I come to more of an understanding that the past and the future, they don't exist at all. They are simply tools the ego uses to keep me off center, to keep me off that point on the pin. Vicky, I'm going to turn this over to you because I know that you are so hot on this topic. Go
Thanks.
ahead.
Thanks, Baraka. Well, the way I practice it and see it is if there's anything on my mind, last week when Bonnie, one of my dearest friends, my sister, was in the hospital, boy, that's an emergency to my ego mind. Maybe she has a heart attack, maybe she's going to put her body down. But then if I'm going to be truly helpful to my brother, I have to really be consistent in here, inside of my own mind. So everything is a setup. That's why he says we have to learn there's no situation, no event that isn't helpful. Every lifetime situation that each of us find ourselves in is most helpful to release the place where we think the dream is real. Bonnie's in a hospital with a heart attack. That looked pretty real for a moment. I had to stop, drop, and pray before I get in the car and went to the hospital because that'd be no help. All that do is cause more of a heart attack.
Right.
So I have to catch myself, and I catch myself every day because whatever the point of conflict is that each of us might be facing today, whatever it may be people are not taken care of, they're abused, it might be health, whatever that particular thing is, in each one of our minds, we can notice that we loop around coming back to it, giving it thought. It's like we're fascinated with it. And that's exactly the point of our freedom. That's the point where if we can say, I don't know, I'm going to let go. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe Bonnie is mission complete and she's supposed to put her body down. I don't know anything. I just know here I am, and I am remembering the truth that none of this is so. And when I'm in here and I feel an emergency, I want to be alert to the prompts of the Holy Spirit in my heart and in my mind. I want to be alert there. because I'm overcome sometimes, as we all get, with, oh my God, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. I'm going to lose my marriage at a point. That was another big turning point. Instead of, I don't know, maybe I'm not supposed to be married, let it go. It wasn't so easy then. I learned later. It was my greatest release, though. And that's what everything is. If we can, because in this world, we have values of right living, of what should be done, of relationships, what they should look like. None of them, oh, this is unfair, this is politically incorrect. All of it isn't so. The tendency to justify one end or another is the same mistake of believing that that is our reality and that we're dependent on it somehow. We're not dependent on any of it. We're dependent on the spirit that we are. And we can connect to that spirit, the Holy Spirit within, all the time. That is the only way out that I know. And every situation is helpful, especially when it's causing some upset or pain, or we want to change somebody, or we want to correct something, or we want to go make the world change, rearrange the deck chairs on the Titanic, which I was very good at. Go rearrange it and make them look prettier. It's like, no. And then safety comes from, okay, I let it go. Now I can move into a step of, I don't know what it's going to look like, but I trust you. That's real trust right there.
Trust. There it is.
Right? I trust you. If it for at a time in my life, no marriage, okay, I'm not supposed to have a marriage now. Let it go. It took me a long time to do that. Now I would do it on a dime because I'm not putting up with anything anymore. When Bonnie's in the hospital, on a dime. Stop, drop, and pray. I'm not holding on to anybody's bodies, my own or my brother's. Drop it. I hold on to God's plan through me and to see that we are one in spirit. Vision shows me that I see the light in all my brothers, and it doesn't matter whether they're in a body or out of a body. But that's my lesson continually when I hit a point that is taking my attention all the time. Anything taking our attention is something where we're not resting in that tranquility he speaks about. That tranquility is a real place. We can live there. And I believe that we all are living there much of the time, maybe most of the time, and we're learning to live there all the time. And that just means I just trust everything. I have no idea how it's supposed to show up, but however it shows up, I'll go with it because I only want God's plan to unfold through me. I'm here only to love and bless and bring joy. That's the only function we have. And whatever else concerns me is my misbelief. All my concerns, that's what we think are as valuable. My concerns are what I have valued. If I trust and let them go to the Holy Spirit, I'll walk through an unfoldment that looks like my everyday life. And I can do it with, my fists, like white knuckling it, or I can do it lyrically. Okay, here I am. I'll just go with it. I've learned to just go with it. Thanks, Baraka.
Oh, well, thank you. That's everything that I wanted to say and more. Thank you very much. This is the stage of real peace, for here is heaven's state fully reflected. From here, the way to heaven is open and easy. In fact, it is here. In fact, it is here. This is our brother Jesus telling us, you've got this. You've got this. The only thing you need to do is stop worrying about what you don't got.
Yeah.
Value the valuable. That's it. Now, for myself, I look at these 6 stages of trust, and I can find bits and pieces of it that I'm having trouble with in each one of those, because I'm still holding on to things. I'm still trying to rearrange deck chairs. So, but it's really wonderful to hear in the wrap up of this section that you've got this. You really do. There's nothing I need to worry about. There's nothing I need. It's like, you see these guys, these bodybuilders, you know, you see them working out, and they you know, they work themselves up, and they get themselves all head up and everything, and they heave these huge weights around and stuff like that. Wears me out just watching them. It wears me out just watching me do that very same thing by trying to make this world work somehow make it work. But now it's to the point where I can at least see the value in not being such a workaholic about it. I don't have to be exhausted anymore. And in doing that, I'm not exhausted. I'm not in a place where I don't go to sleep at night going, oh my God, all those things I didn't get to do today. It's just, forget about it. That was in the past. What do you have right now? What do I have right now that I can work on? And what I can have right now, what I have right now is love. That's the only thing, that's the only tool in my toolbox. I can rummage around trying to find other things in that toolbox, but whatever I think I find in there besides love is useless because it doesn't fix anything for real. It's a wrench that doesn't fit under any, it's a tool that doesn't fit anything I think I need to fix. The only tool that fits everything is the unit tool, love. Linda, thank you very much for joining us. I'm really happy to see you here. Do you have any thoughts about this, Linda?
Well, it's interesting being a human being and and having that opportunity to be aware of how quickly you gravitate to the value list, especially when it comes to your body, at least for me. That's my main distraction. And but there's also, I think I'm closer to heaven because I am feeling more peace and I am feeling more joy. I mean, I still have my ups and downs, and I still, you know, I still experience being a human being and being distracted. And I think it boils down to just loving yourself as you are, warts and all. You know, it doesn't matter how you present in this world. And I always think, oh, I'm not doing enough, I'm not doing it right, you know, all those thoughts. So what? I don't think God cares. God just wants us to love. And when I come back to being loving, that's where I find my peace. That's where I find my joy. And that's where I'm okay being in a human body.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm not okay being in a human body.
For now. For now. All right. Now, is everyone on the gallery view? Can everyone see everyone else?
Yes.
I want you all to take a look at every face on this call here, because these are all your mighty companions. They are all here. You have asked them all to be here to teach you the lesson of love. And that is why you have brought yourself and all of us together for that very purpose.
And isn't it a curiosity that there are 12 of us?
At this moment, but behind those 12 are all the people that each of us have invited to be mighty companions. And beyond that are all the people that those people have invited to be mighty companions. This is one great big classroom with one teacher only. And that is what is on my screen. What have I asked to be here? Projection makes perception. I am here because you have asked me to be here. You are here because I have asked you to be here. And not through a Zoom invitation, but through the projection of what can I do to learn love? And each of you is my mighty teacher in teaching me the true value and the true value, yes, that's the word, the true value of love.
Dead. Thank you.
Anyone else have any thoughts? Anyone, please? Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, Mary. Yes.
Okay, I'm not sure if there's a way for me to raise my hand, but I don't know, so I just do this, okay?
That's okay. That's fine.
Okay, good enough, good enough. First of all, Linda Flock, it is such a joy to see you, and I am overjoyed. It makes my day, and thank you. And wow, you look beautiful, by the way. I mean, I don't know how you're feeling, and I hope you're feeling good, but you look lovely, and yeah, good. Okay. And
She
then
feels like love.
she acts like love. She looks like love. I think y'all do. And I'm so honored. I can't thank you all enough for accepting me in this group. And Baraka, thank you for your invitation. This is my second time, and I'm hoping I don't ever have to miss this, because this is powerful. And I gotta say something. I so wish that Calico was with us today, because last week she was with us, and I was asking, kind of a simple tech question, like, how do I get a, what was that? Like, how do I get the video of this, but she answered me in a different way that, okay, I've been thinking about all week long. The different way was, she was asking me to think about how I'm a people pleaser. I didn't get that, in that context where I was asking, I still don't, but I think maybe whatever, that doesn't even matter. What does matter is that thinking about my past and even my, present love affair with people pleasing, if we want to call it that, there was something that happened today that just made it so clear to me what I have been doing. So my husband and I we were wrapping gifts for his family. This is the first time we've done this together. We've been married 37 years. It has in the past fallen upon me to do this. We have a new circumstance in our home now where things are a little bit changed, and we end up doing a few things now together that we didn't used to do together. This made me realize, because I was so tempted to say to him, well, and I actually did say, oh, Rob, it's so nice to be doing this together. And he was saying, yeah, it is. I was tempted to say, do you know that I've done this alone for 36 years? And do you have any idea what a burden that was for me? That's where my mind went. And I did not go there, because I know better now. Okay. And not only that, but I look back and I think, wow, look at all the hoops I was jumping through, for love, approval. I think I'm quoting Byron Katie again, love, approval, and appreciation. Then, there's how I cared for my mom. Same thing. I was jumping through hoops for her love, approval, and appreciation until it backfired. So, it was a wonderful moment of clarity for me.
Right.
And I do wish that Calico was here to hear the end result of what the beautiful seed that she planted in me.
True. The idea of something in the past being healed, it is not a responsibility of the teacher of God to understand that something in the past has been healed. It is only our responsibility to understand that all is healed as I am willing for it to be. All forgiveness is my willingness. All forgiveness is my valuable. All healing is bringing the special relationship to a holy relationship. I can't remember the exact quotes. If someone else can help me, Vicky, what is it? Or what is the quote? The most holy place on earth. What is that?
The holiest place on earth is where a past hatred becomes a present love.
Yes. And it's not going to stay a present love if I keep digging up the past of what was wrong. I am here now. I am healed now. There is nothing else to fix about that because I'm healed now. And I am in the holy relationship with that particular thing. I may not have holy relationship in everything else that I'm seeing in my life, but right now, right here, I choose to see this as being a holy relationship. And this is where the valueless becomes the valuable. We do not replace, we do not change the valueless. We make it valuable in love. It is our choice. It is where I am the most powerful. In fact, this is where all my power is. All my power is in making the valueless valuable in love, changing fear to love. That's where I am. I have the power of God. I literally have the power of God to create that love space where there was an ancient hatred. This is where I am. And this is where we all stand in the strength of our Christ mind. This is where we all hold the DNA of God's love. We do not have to go out searching for it. We do not have to dig a hole somewhere and try to bring it up. It is here now. And all I have to do is understand that it is mine. It is mine. It is to travel, to soar with the wings of eagles rather than try to fly with the wings of a sparrow. To coin a phrase.
And you had the right word, Baraka. It was an ancient hatred becomes a present love.
Yes, yes. Anything that is beyond right now is ancient. Whether it be a second old or a second or a million years old, it is ancient. It serves no function here right now, except that I allow it to be healed. And the healing does not happen in the past. The healing does not happen in the future. I can talk about healing. I could talk about something that I thought was healed in the past, but the only actual healing takes place right here, right now. And how does that happen? Through trust. Trusting that that power is here for us to access. I am flying on the wings of an eagle.
And not a sparrow.
Not a sparrow. I am not a sparrow. I am not a sparrow. Anyone else have any thoughts? Anyone?
I just want to say one little thing.
Please go ahead, Leslie.
I used to take care of this little guy and Nikki, and I would kid with him sometimes. And then once in a while, he would say to me, for real life, Lala, he called me Lala, but he'd say, for real life, he'd want to know if it was really true or if I was just kidding with him. And it just, something you said, Baraka, brought that up, and it was just adorable.
If it's love, it's real life. That's right.
There you
Very
go.
good.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay, so I have a little announcement to make.
Okay.
We're not going to be meeting for the next 3 weekends. Of course, the second and third weekend are Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. And I figure let's enjoy the holiday. What the heck, right? But this coming Thursday, I'm going to be having surgery. I'm having a knee replacement. Yay!
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Oh, no, not oh dear. Oh, wonderful. Yay,
Oh,
I'm so-
wonderful.
yes, yeah. And I will just be coming out of recovery. So I don't even know if I'm going to have my computer then or not, because I don't know where I will be in the rehab system. So next 3 weekends, I am going to take a look at the other 9 characteristics. We'll go back to doing them one at a time, but I want to really take a look at those 9 characteristics and understand how they all fold together, because they all build on each other. They all build on trust. Trust is the foundation of all of these. But then we have all these other bricks that we can name: honesty, tolerance, gentleness, joy, defenselessness, generosity, patience, faithfulness, and open-mindedness. So I'm going to really be studying on these, taking a look and see how they interact. And then when we come back after the first of the year, we'll go back and take a look at the first, the second of the teachers of God's characteristics, honesty. Take a look at that, understand, try to find where that works in trust. How does that sit in relationship to the foundation of trust? We've got this foundation built. Now we're going to put the brick wall up with all these other wonderful, wonderful characteristics. Anyone have any comments about that? Yes, Leslie.
I have a question for Danny.
Oh.
Danny, you're the one who was sharing, who was sharing their screen?
That was Danny. Yeah.
It was Danny. Okay.
Mm.
Is that something we can access?
Yeah, I wanted to say, because we are not going to meet for 3 more weeks, maybe we can spend just a little longer today. I must say that I'm so grateful for everything that has been happening through this. And Vicky is truly a light in my life through her not so short, like today, for example, she allows the voice of love to speak through her. And this is what happens to Baraka. And that is what is happening to all of us. That's the goal, is to become nothing so we can become everything. I used to be depressed most of my life, and I lived in a period of complete lack of trust, lack of self-confidence, self-hatred, need for approval, even though I was a professor of mathematics and so on. All those outer things, don't matter if your mind is not healed. However, through what helped me immensely is service. And one place where I'm doing service here, I'm recording Baraka's voice into a website, and I put it in the chat. If you click on the chat, it's called mighty-companions.org. And if you click on it, you come to a website that is actually, sorry, I made a huge mistake. No, I was wrong. It is not this website. Sorry. I'm going to send you, it's a much better word for us. It's there, tmbabw.org. If you type this one, this is the one. There were actually 2 websites and they are linked together, but if you type, there must TMWABW, which means there must be a better way. .org, you will see a link to the recordings, and that's just the beginning. Paul, you are the same Paul that sent me the book, right? The Prisoner's book. I mean, the Course in Miracles book, I believe.
No, this is
anyway, I received, it's all connected together. There are prisoners that are waiting for us because it's all one. There is only love. There is nothing, no need to plan, no need to, like, just being in the here now with immense gratitude. And I'm going to New Zealand in a month, exactly from tomorrow.
Mm.
But I think I will be able to join the next meeting after 3 weeks, after the beginning of the year. And I love you, and I'm so, so grateful for being with you, because this group is so pure. There's such a sense of purity and Baraka's dream, you know, that came. And then somebody else told Baraka, yeah, this needs to be manifest. Well, we are in the mall right now, in the
Mhm.
store. Anyway, I'm talking. I love you.
Danny,
Thank-
what about the Course in Miracles? Carolyn doesn't have a copy, so I
I'm
was,
gonna find it. I'm working on it.
you're working on how to get what Danny was sharing with us? Online.
All that you need to type is acim.org.
What?
Oh, okay, it's there.
ACIM, A Course in Miracles,
Oh,
ACIM.org.
okay,
.org. This is
okay. I've
And
been
they
there
have-
before, I
yeah.
just
Yeah,
didn't know.
there,
Okay.
yeah, there's also, there's several different varieties of
That's what I've been
Course in
finding.
Miracles.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that one takes you to, I believe that's the Foundation for Inner Peace's version, right? ACIM.org.
I think
I'll
so.
find it.
Yeah, yeah.
I will
Okay.
find it.
Yeah, there are subtle differences between the different versions. The one that everyone is talking about right now is the one that Teddy published, called referred to as the Sparkle Edition, because who's got a copy of the Sparkle? Because the cover sparkles. There it is. And
It really is sparkly.
yes,
Nice.
we can
Pretty.
there is a place where you can order a copy. It's free, but they do ask that you pay for the shipping. I sent out an email to everyone about that, but if you need to resend it, please let me know right now, and I can have that resent to you, the email. Carolyn, I will send that to you again. All right.
I'm having trouble with it, but I'm working on it.
All right. This is a guy in Illinois who has received dozens of cases of this book, which Teddy, before he passed, facilitated getting printed. And they've just arrived here in the States. We are now trying to find a way to get some up into Canada, because right now shipping from the States to Canada is unbelievably expensive. So we're hoping that we can get some cases up to someone up in Canada who can then mail them out for a reasonable price as well. But if you want to, I will send out that email to everyone again. I'll just do it one more time.
Yeah. just do it.
To give the direction on how to order from this guy in Illinois. Remember, Vicky, myself, we do not distribute these books. This is coming from this guy, John. I think his name is John.
Oh.
All
Oh.
SH.
Yeah, Paul. Thank you. He is the one, and he will coordinate with you where to ship it, and then ask for. He will tell you how much it's going to cost to ship. He also would love to receive donations. The donations will go towards the next printing of the Sparkle edition. So we want to keep this sort of perpetually. So if you can throw something on top of the shipping, that would be great. And then we can keep moving this forward without having. I'm talking too much. Never mind. You get what I'm
Got it.
trying to say. Yeah.
You got it.
Okay. All right.
Raka,
Yes.
which knee is being replaced?
Left.
Okay.
This time, then it'll be the right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Left knee.
yeah. Yeah. That's afterwards. That's once I get over
Well,
this first
that's
part.
My son-in-law is back to playing competitive hockey with both knees
I
replaced.
can almost promise you that will not be the story of my life.
Who knows, Baraka? Maybe.
I know. No, I have no. Well, at the moment, I have no need for hockey. Let's put it that way.
Well,
All
we
right.
love you. and
Thank
we
you
are
all very
grateful.
much. And blessings on you all.
See you.
Thank you for joining me. And anyone else have anything else to say before I shut this down?
Well, thank you, Baraka, very much, and
Oh.
all of my mighty companions here who have joined us. But I wish you the best of healing with your upcoming event.
Thank you.
Mm.
And I will see you next year.
Thank you. I love and appreciate you all.
Blessings to all.
Thank you. Love you.
Blessings. See you in
Thank you.
23.
I will have the recording of this out in a few hours when it becomes available. All right. Peace, everyone. We love you. Thank you.
Love you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye, group.
Love you
Bye.
all.